In this video, we're going to decide if the LEGO Star Wars The Last Jedi First Order Heavy Assault Walker set number 75189 is worth the money. Let's find out. Hey guys, welcome to Hobby Bricks. My name is Chris, and if you're new here and you like talking about LEGO, consider subscribing. As I said in the beginning, we're going to review this LEGO Star Wars The Last Jedi First Order Heavy Assault Walker. This is set number 75189. It's 1,376 pieces. It's recommended for ages 9 to 14, and it retails for $149.99. So, it's a big set. It's tall. I'll give it that. I kind of have it so it's kind of set back a little instead of standing straight up on its feet. Just to kind of lower it just a little bit. But in general, I like this. I enjoyed the build of this. So, we'll come to an overall decision on this thing by the end of the video. But I thought what we'd do first is we would take a look at our 5 minifigures, and then we would take a look at the walker itself, and then decide. So let's get into it. So here are our 5 minifigures. Starting from the left, we have a First Order Stormtrooper. We have the First Order Walker Driver. We have Captain Poe Dameron. We have a Resistance Trooper, and then we have Rey. Rey and Poe are new. We get Poe in the Resistance Bomber, but he's not referred to as Captain Poe Dameron, and he's got a completely different uniform one. This is the only way to get Rey in any of the Last Jedi sets. Our Resistance Trooper, okay, we've gotten a couple of them. Each one's a little bit different. Our Walker Driver, really nice. And then our standard Stormtrooper. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the 5 of these guys up close, and then we'll move on to the Walker. Okay, guys. So here is our Rey. And like I said, this is the only way to get Rey is with this set, which is a little bit of a bummer. I mean, you got to pay $150 to get Rey. It's I don't know what the second wave of The Last Jedi is going to be. I'm hoping it's going to be, there'll be a set that's a lot cheaper. There'll probably be a set with her and Luke, I'm assuming, but nothing too expensive, because I mean, $150 to get Rey for a lot of kids. That's a lot of money to put out for just to get the main star of the film. So, as you can see, she has a different outfit on. She does have some nice torso printings. I like the way that looks. Her arms have the nice beige color on them. She does come with the new hairpiece. Like the hairpiece. It's definitely different for her. She does come with 2 faces. That's her second face. A little bit more of a grin than her other face. And she gets the lightsaber with the silver hilt and the blue blade. So it definitely makes it seem like she's going to be using Luke's and Anakin's lightsaber. So, okay, there's Rey. So here's Captain Poe Dameron. Don't know what the significance of the captain is. And I'm not really sure the significance of him not in a flight suit. He's just in a black jacket. Looks a little bit disheveled almost. So I don't know we won't know anything really about him until we see the movie as to why he and Rey are together, or if they just group these two together for some other reason. He does have some nice detail work there on his jacket. That's pretty nice. Just brown pants, nothing special. Definitely 5 o'clock shadow on him. Hairpiece is the same. There's his second face. Kind of an angry looking face, if you ask me, more so than the other one. But that's Poe. So here's our Resistance Trooper. Very similar to the Resistance Troopers we got in the Resistance Trooper Battle Pack. Does have the helmet piece that flips up. Has the yellow hue for the visor. Not much detail work, or this guy doesn't really even show having any kind of like extra ammo capacity or anything strapped to him. Kind of like he lost it all or something. He does come with a nice blaster rifle. And he does not have a secondary face. So just one face for this guy. But it's a cool face. I like the beard. Looks good. So here's our heavy walker driver. I like the printing on him. I really like the stripe on the helmet. I like that a lot. It's very similar to a flame trooper helmet, more so than a stormtrooper helmet. The detail work on his torso isn't bad. Not a lot, but there's some nice work there. No dual molding, silver pants. Everything lines up pretty nice. Good detail work all the way around on this guy. And angry clone face. Not sure again why, but hey, that's what we get. And lastly, our First Order Stormtrooper. Same Stormtrooper we've gotten in any of the other sets. Nothing special, nothing different. Just another First Order Stormtrooper with angry clone face. That's pretty much all there is about this guy. All right, so here is our First Order Heavy Assault Walker. This is the first walker that I've had, AT-AT in my terminology. I didn't have any of the other AT-ATs, so I can't really compare it. I have seen some pictures online of people comparing them, and they appear to be the same height. I really like this a lot. I like the head articulates really well. I really like how the head moves. It's almost like it's got a couple different joints. Really like that. The legs, you can move the legs and the feet pretty well to pose it. It looks like it when they say it's a heavy assault walker, the legs and the feet definitely looked way reinforced compared to what the old AT-ATs were. We have several different openings. We got an opening here. This holds some extra studs. Not great that you can see the Technic pieces, but you make do with what you have. Right here we have another opening where you can see the minifigure stand in there, plus a wrench to work on it, and then a spare missile. So you have extra seating there. You can open this up. That's just the top part. This is stationary. This can open up some, I guess, if you want to show damage. They're held on with clips, so you can show parts blowing off of it if you want. We have, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be the weapon or if these things up here are supposed to be the weapon. I don't think they are. I'm guessing that those are supposed to be like blaster cannons maybe. But this is a big gun, or this is a big walker. That's it staring right at us. We have two missiles, which with this one, they did a fairly decent job of hiding the tails. They couldn't hide them completely, but they did a decent enough job hiding the tails. We have the captain's driver spot here. That's what the inside looks like. There's no sticker on that whatsoever. Then here we have our blaster cannon. Okay, you can move this. This articulates the gun, which is nice. And as you can see, it has the stud shooter on it. So that, you got a lot of studs there, and we've got more studs on the side here. More studs for our stud shooter. This side opens up again, another spot there for a minifigure stand to hold another minifigure. And there's a spare missile there. So from this perspective, you can see the fins of the missiles. So they couldn't incorporate it entirely into this like they did with some of the other sets, but they do a pretty good job of hiding it for the most part. It was a good build. I enjoyed it. Wasn't anything overly complicated. The legs and the feet, you had to pay, it's for ages 9 to 14. The legs and the feet, you had to pay a little bit of attention to, just to make sure you didn't screw one thing up, because if you turned something the wrong way, you're messing up a big part of it, because most of the build is to legs. I just really like the look of it. I like the dark gray. I don't really know what it is about that look, but there's something about the dark gray and the bright red that I really appreciate that look. It's just something cool about it. All right, on to my final thoughts. Is this set worth it? It is. This one is a judgment call. It's 1,376 pieces. You get 5 minifigures and the cool walker. From the walker's point of view or perspective, you can do a lot of things with this. You can pose it. It comes with a lot of fireable things. It's put together well. It's not real shaky. I've picked it up and carried it a bunch of times. I let my kids play around with it some. But granted, they're both right in that target range of 9 to 14 on both sides of that. Nothing really fell off unless they were being really aggressive with it. The drawback comes with the fact that if your child is a diehard Star Wars fan and is a big fan of Rey, the only way to get her is to spend $150 in their new Rey minifigure. Where with the Force Awakens sets, we got her speeder bike, which was only $20, and you got Rey, well, kind of 2 variations of Rey. You got Rey with her helmet on, then you got the extra hairpiece for her, so you can do Rey both ways. Then you got her with the Millennium Falcon. So for the main star, and we're not, you got to drop $150. There's no other way to get her. You don't get Luke, you get 5 minifigures. For a set that was the same amount of money as the Millennium Falcon from The Force Awakens, which is about the same pieces. I think the Millennium Falcon was closer to 1,400 or over 1,400 or maybe 1,500 pieces. And we got I guess technically we got 2 extra minifigures with that set. I think we got 6 minifigures and we had BB-8. So we're 1 minifigure short, and we're an astromech droid short. So it would have been nice if they had put in a 6th minifigure. The minifigure selection is not ideal, but this set to me isn't this. I guess it is about the minifigures, but it's also about the walker. And the walker is awesome. The walker by itself is fantastic. The minifigures are so-so. The price point, it's just a shame that the only way to... That's the one thing I keep coming back to. The only way to get Rey is to spend $150. And for some people and for some kids, they can't just go out and get a $150 set just for the minifigure of Rey. So that's a tough situation to be put in, especially since we probably aren't going to get any more Last Jedi sets until January. So, you're talking 5 months. And after the movie's already out, then they'll release more sets. And from that standpoint, it's kind of a bummer. But all in all, if you can afford it to get it, it's definitely worth it. I never had a walker, like I said. This is my first one. I think it's pretty awesome. It would have been nice though to have had a sixth minifigure for that price. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments down below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. If you want to continue the conversation and like to have a Lego conversation, consider subscribing to the channel. That's all we do is we talk Lego. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.